Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Sun's out, temperatures rising. We're at 85 degrees right now. We have a dew point of 66. Northeast wind is at about 10. And we're in a period of sunshine. We'll probably have banks of clouds moving through as well during the afternoon hours that at times will give us kind of a cloudy sky. But we're having a lot more sunshine today than yesterday. 80 degrees in Wauchula, Myakka, Arcadia. Northport coming in at 80, so is Inglewood. 81 degrees in Punta Gorda and Venice, 80 in Lakewood Ranch and Parrish, and 79 in Bradenton, 80 in Longboat Key. Fairly uniform temperatures because the wind's kind of stirring things up and then kind of making a uniform temperature structure between inland and coastal regions. So we had a lot more high cloudiness around yesterday, though you couldn't really tell it because we had so much low cloudiness that it sort of obscured those high clouds. But today, generally, the lower clouds are prevailing as they come in off of Atlantic waters, that northeast wind continuing to push those clouds in this direction. We had a few sprinkles around this morning. Nothing really heavy, but a few down, particularly in Charlotte County and inland Hardee and DeSoto's. I'd call it more of a light drizzle than anything else. Certainly didn't affect the rainfall totals today. The general trend will be for those clouds to come through and rapidly pass on by, and a few sprinkles to be located mainly on the other coast. We still have a few here locally in Hardee and DeSoto counties, but they're few and far between. Arcadia seeing a little bit right now. The tendency is for all of them to dampen out as they make it across. The air is still just too dry across the region, and so these showers that move on shore on the other coast have to kind of transport their own moisture with them. And once they get off the Atlantic waters and over land, why, they just tend to fall apart. Across the nation, there certainly are some storms in progress, mostly stretching from the central to western Great Lakes and all the way down into Texas. That hasn't really started up in Texas yet, but it will a little bit later on in the day. In fact, that'll be a hot spot, I think, for thunderstorm activity. Non-severe for the most part, but Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma all have a chance at seeing thunderstorm activity later in the afternoon. So if you're traveling to Houston or Dallas today, maybe some delays due to thunderstorm activity. We don't have anything like that across the state of Florida. Much too stable an atmosphere with high pressure building in from the north and from the west. The kind of battle between this high pressure ridge and Hurricane Nicole is causing our winds to be really funneled right down the Atlantic coastline along the Gulf Stream, picking up that moisture, producing those clouds, giving us those sprinkle or two. The winds, kind of breezy, will continue on today at a pretty good clip. We still have Nicole actually looking pretty formidable this morning. Over the last 12 hours or so, it's really taken on the shape of an impressive hurricane with a good, clear eye wall and some very symmetric structure. So Bermuda will certainly be taking note of this storm. For us, a sun-cloud mix, we'll call it breezy, with slowly rising humidity as that northeast fetch eventually brings us a little bit more moisture. Already has. We'll probably be in dew points near 70 as we head into Friday. 100-mile-an-hour winds, a Category 2 storm. There's potential before it hits Bermuda for further strengthening, and certainly a Category 3 storm is not out of the question. Crosses Bermuda, maybe it'll be a little to the east of Bermuda. That would be awesome, instead of to the west where it would get the strongest winds, and then off into the open Atlantic. Of course, Bermuda very used to dealing with hurricanes, but still nonetheless a pretty disruptive storm. Northeast at 15 to 20 for boaters today. That'll bring you a moderate chop on bay and inland waters, and the official Suncoast forecast calls for a continuation of this lovely weather into the weekend. By the time we get to the weekend, though, humidity will be high enough that maybe we'll squeak out a shower. Back to you, Scott.